The weirdest is when you're staying over your friend's house and then the mom starts to do that routine the next morning.
Oh, you're getting the secondhand guilt.
You kind of like it. I want to call my mom. I want to go home.
I've never experienced that one.
Usually you get to get away with it.
I felt awkward, so I started cleaning too. I was like, I don't know what else to do. I'm cleaning for my life over here.
I'm fighting for my life. But brings me into my next topic, our final topic. You can't really take care of animals or anything when you sleep in all damn day long in the bed. Me, that's all I want to do is just sleep in. But you can't. Once you're a father, you can't sleep in. Growing up, it was a problem sleeping in. I really don't understand that. My parents hated it. Even as an adult, you get looked at wrong for sleeping in. I can't even sleep in. If I really wanted to, I can't sleep in. Why is that a fucking problem? As an adult, as a kid growing up, why can't we not just sleep in on the weekends? Sleep until 10 o'clock. It's not even asking for that much. 10 o'clock, 11, the latest. Why can't we just sleep in? Like, I don't understand that. Like, none of y'all went through this as a kid or dealing with it now, like where y'all just can't sleep in because no one's letting you or it's looked frowned upon. Like,
it is definitely an experience I had. I also didn't make this connection earlier, but it's interesting, this topic, because you shit all over Doey all the time for sleeping in. And I didn't even make that connection until you were ranting just now as you're introducing this topic.
Well, that's different. Niggas got to handle business in the morning. Doughboy just wants to sleep just to be an asshole. It's a difference.
I would argue that Doey's got a better excuse for sleeping in than I did as a kid, because he works that second shift job where he's, his schedule is shifted several hours outside of my schedule.
I have no excuse other than I smoke myself into a coma sometimes. Smoke so much weed that I'm just like, I'm gonna have to go take a nap. Like, I'm just like, it's good nap time. So yeah, that's those are a majority of the time my reasons that I nap. But I am a firm believer that naps are necessary. Like, especially if you're the type of person that likes to stay up many hours and like get the maximum amount of time out of your day. Like, getting a good nap, maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half in between that, you can boost not only boost your productivity, but stay up more hours. So I'm a firm believer in getting your sleep when listening to your body. Hey, I'm tired. Hey, let's go sit down and rest a little bit. My body is telling me I'm tired. Taking a nap is the same way. You're sleepy, rest for a little bit. I feel like you can be a lot more productive. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear
is that what I'm trying to?
Is that coming from you? The ice cream truck
that
music?
is the beginning of summer. If anyone wants to know when
Mr.
summer
Softy?
starts, yeah, when it starts in New York, it is when you start to hear Mr. Softy.
April 15th is the beginning of summer.
Yeah, so like it's technically spring, but no, like it's summer. Like, Mr. Softy's out, it's summer.
That's wild. Do people still pop the fire hydrants over there?
Every summer.
That's so beast.
Is that a frowned on? That's not like a thing that they want you to do, right?
No, and even the FDNY, they've realized, like, instead of combating it, they've realized, like, hey, a lot of these low income people, they can't get out to the beaches, they can't get out to the water parks. This is their water park. So they've installed and they've given supers like the caps to put on so that the water pressure doesn't get lowered when they do that. But yeah, it's Yeah, it's awesome because it's weird. You'll see these open things and everybody takes advantage and start washing their cars, all sorts of shit.
What?
Like, yeah, there's this open water source, and then everybody starts to go around it. It's really cool. It's a staple of Uptown and like Bronx and Harlem and stuff like that. You don't see people in the fucking Flatiron District doing this shit. One thing that was very funny, the tour buses started coming all the way uptown, and like a lot of the locals didn't like that shit. So if you take a wood plank and like put it up against, you can get it to like go far and aim it. And bro, they would start to wet all the tourists that were sitting on the second floor. They would fucking jet stream them. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Even in the summer over here, you'll see people giving tours of my neighborhood, and it's just bunch of white people with cameras, and it's just like, I don't know. For me, it's just like it's a part of gentrification that I guess you got to be okay with.
It does make it feel like you're an exhibit or something, right?
Yeah, look at them in their natural habitat.
It's like,
look at these animals.
I'm just trying to eat a chopped cheese. Just leave the fuck alone.
But sleeping in, man. Why did your mom ever yell at you for sleeping in as a kid growing up, though?
It made me feel like I was guilty of a crime, of a war crime. Like if I committed a war crime, God forbid I slept past 9 a.m.
Damn.
And then it's like the way that they force you to wake up. Play loud Spanish music, start fregando, but when they're cleaning, they start to talk about how ungrateful you are, and just in the third person, what am I here? You know, I'm just everybody's slave.
I'm a slave.
I'm a slave to everyone in this house.
Facts.
And you'll be sleeping in the best sleep that you've ever gotten, and then you'll just hear yelling from over yonder, and it's just your mom and you know what, I can get with it, right? Like they're the only one cleaning up after us and stuff like that, but it's something that I can remember very fondly, as being woken up by just yells, and I just couldn't sleep after that.
You know what I hate the most is when you're laying there, right? You're sleeping. You're good, bro. I'm talking about it's the best fucking sleep you're getting, right? And then they'll open your door, close it, bah. And then they'll be on the phone talking to Fulano. Oh, este niño, he don't want to wake up. He doesn't want to help me. Then the music, blah. And then they'll come back and open your door with the music blaring. Oh, he's still sleeping. Doesn't want to do nothing. Yo, get up. And bro, you're just there like, bro, just leave me alone, dog. Just leave me alone. And then next thing you know, they start fucking spraying mad chemicals all in the fucking air. You're like, oh,
they break out the bleach.
Bro.
They'll break out the bleach.
The worst.
They'll break out the bleach.
That shit wakes you up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That shit wakes you up, bro. It's like, I fucking hated that shit. You hear Spanish music, it's a rap. It's a fucking rap when you hear Spanish music.
Unreasonably loud. There is listening level. This is like 2-3 times over listening level.
My parents did it a little different. They did it maybe a little bit more aggressively. Open the door, flip those lights on, close the door. That was one of their methods. My mom would vacuum right outside the door. All of a sudden, it's summer vacation. It's Monday, and I'm sleeping in too late. And all of a sudden, she decides she has to vacuum right outside my door at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning because I haven't left my room yet. I'm still sleeping. And then, there's the nicknames. It's like, oh, I'm glad you could join us, blah, blah, blah. Good job.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sleepy. Oh, you almost missed it. It's 11 o'clock. You almost missed the morning. Like, all that bullshit.
That's the worst part. Is that you wake up and they're giving you shit for it. They're like, oh, glad for you to join us. Yeah, there's still some breakfast here from the morning. It's like, it's still fucking morning. Like, what are we talking about?
Fucking summer break, man. You know what? A couple of times I would get up early. I'd get up at 8 o'clock. And you know what I got to treat myself to? Nothing. There's nothing on TV at that point. No one else is awake, so no one else wants to go and do anything at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. The hell's the point of that on my summer vacation? You're muted off, by the way, Doe.
So for me, the only time I wanted to be up that early was when I was super young. And I'm talking about we were up early. When I was in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, I remember my mom would drop us off 8 or 6:30 in the morning, bro, and we would min-max all of our video game playing. We would, we're gonna go Resident Evil for a little bit, and then we're gonna switch over. We had our Brady games ready. We already had the games rented from Friday night. It was a big thing for me as a kid. And I remember as a child being up super fucking early, bro. So as a kid, it wasn't as much as a problem. It was when I hit puberty. I don't know what it is about that. You're just growing and shit like that. That I just I started to sleep in and stuff like that. You could say I'm hitting puberty now.
Are you hitting your second puberty?
I'm sitting my second puberty, yeah.
Fuck. The way Dory sleeps, that's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I did one time? I flipped it on them, right? I got up early and I started cleaning and I started blasting fucking music. Lo and behold, they didn't like that shit.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
They did not. Oye, muchacha, cabrón, duérmate. I'm like, nah.
Ungrateful,
Yeah,
disrespectful. You got it all.
And I'm talking about I had all of the smells in the air. I had the volume max. I'm smacking dishes for no reason. They got uptight.
That's great. I'm picturing you at 5 o'clock in the morning. They come out yelling at you. You're like, oh, there's some breakfast, mate. You almost missed it, but I still got some breakfast left over.
You almost missed 6 in the morning. You almost missed it. Bro, that's the most petty shit you could do as a kid, bro. It's just like, yeah, they didn't like that. I'll tell you that much. That was the last time I did that. But yeah, they didn't like that shit at all. What about you, Pooch? Your mom ever hit you with the wake the fuck up right now?
Mostly to my brother.
Damn.
Me and my big brother, we've always been early birds. We're always awake. So it didn't happen to us too much, but it wasn't so much the waking up. It was more like we would wake up on a Saturday and start playing video games or watching TV, and we would get all the same comments. It would be like, oh, this house is such a mess. When are you going to... Or my mother would just go in the room and start cleaning around, but she ain't like really cleaning. She's like just making a fuss to basically guilt trip me and then talk shit to me until I would get up and start cleaning. And this is every single Saturday in my mother's house without fail. Every single Saturday we had to clean the whole house. It was sweep everything. It was wash any dish. My mom never left dishes in the sink though. But it was like, you gotta clean all the glass with the Windex. All the wood gets the wood cleaner. And this was every Saturday. Pick up every single thing, clean under. It was terrible every single Saturday. And that was my life growing up. Every Saturday. And I would be so tight because I'm like, some days I just wanted to like be in my bed playing video games or watching TV or some shit. And my mother would come through and just be like, "You're never gonna clean this room?
It's so dirty. And you got like, one shirt on the ground."
Yeah, it was a force though. It was a force. Once the music started playing, or like when my brother started wiping things down, it was like, all right, if I don't start doing it now, I'm gonna hear it forever. Like, so I mean, it was good, in the sense of like, you clean your own space and things like that. Like, kids need that type of discipline. But in the moment, it was horrible. I just wanted to, like Doey said, I was trying to play my Resident Evil. Yeah. I was trying to play, like, whatever the fuck, Metal Gear, all this shit. And I was like, man, I ain't trying to fucking clean glass on a Saturday morning. Like,
then you smell like all the cleaning products, and then you gotta go take a shower and shit. And that shit is the worst. But it built discipline, like you said.
The weirdest is when you're staying over your friend's house, and then the mom starts to do that routine the next morning.
Oh, you're getting the secondhand guilt.
You gotta like it. I gotta call my mom. I want to go home.
I've never experienced that one.
Usually you get to get away with it.
I felt awkward, so I started cleaning too. I was like, I don't know what else to do. I'm cleaning for my life over here.
I'm fighting for my life.
Nah, the switch though be like if you just wanted to take a nap in the afternoon and shit, they would talk shit. They'd be like, oh, he was out all night. You're like, I clean my room. I'm helping pay whatever bills I gotta help. Like, let a brother take a little nap. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, it's the weekend. Like, oh, he was out all night. And it's like, oh my God.
It's not even moms. I noticed a lot of people don't like seeing other people sleep a lot. I've noticed that. Like, I don't know if it's because, like, we relate sleep to death or something like that. And we just want people to be alive and awake. I don't know what that is, but it's not even moms. I've gotten that comment from, like, everyone.
There is that whole philosophy that people say that if you're not working on something productive, you're just wasting your time, right? So whether you're sleeping, whether you're doing a leisure activity like reading a book that's not going to help your career or help you build up a skill in some way, or playing a video game or something, that you just shouldn't do that. That, like, these relaxation activities are not useful to becoming a better person, so you shouldn't do them. I don't agree with that one. I think leisure activities are extremely important. I think it's very important to relax.
That's a fact.
Some people feel that way.
Leisure is the only thing worth doing. Like, everything else sucks. Like, everything else you're doing to maximize your leisure. Like, anybody who's on some, like, every free moment I get, I'm working on other hustles. It's like, you're living a sad fucking life, bro.
Sounds exhausting.
It's like the people who read all them self-help books. I'm like, when will you be helped? Like, when will it happen? Like, you're reading all these books all the time. You're just hopping from one self-help to the next. Like, when will you achieve help? Like, when will it happen? When will you, like, acquire these skills you're reading about? Or, like, I don't know. I find that shit weird that the people who read all those books, they want to judge other people for not reading those things. I don't know.
I mean, think about it. A self-help book is just a different type of how-to book, right? If you want to learn how to, build a car, you read mechanic books and stuff, manuals and shit like that. And I just think that's just a different version of that. Not everybody has, like, the answers and, like, a grounded foundation when they're growing up. So sometimes they just need somebody else's knowledge and, like, how to maneuver.
I think most self-help books, most motivational speakers, most life coaches, I think they're mostly full of shit. That's my hot take. I think most of those people are just fucking hustlers that are just trying to earn a buck. I think they're full of shit.
I agree that there is some level of hustle going on there. But I can't, just like I say with religion, if it's helping you become a better person, whatever it is that you latch on to, as long as you're trying to be a better person, I can't knock you. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that shit's getting you to where you need to be a better person or be on the level that you want to be, I'm not one to knock it.
Yo, I just thought about it right now. Side topic. Where's the worst place to sleep? Me is a church. I used to fall asleep so easily at church. Like, that's super frowned upon.
What do you mean by
like,
worst?
Yeah, I know, because that seems like the best.
Like what's, if you're sleeping, like, why people are gonna look at you like, are you serious?
Oh,
like,
where's the worst place to get bagged sleeping is what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Where's the worst place?
On the fucking school bus in elementary school.
Damn.
The absolute worst place. Everyone got fucked. If you fell asleep on the bus, you were getting fucked with. That was the way it worked on the school bus. High school, middle, it doesn't matter. You're getting fucked with on the bus if you fall asleep in that bus.
I would say if you're chilling with your boys and you fall asleep, like, you're done. Like, you're blacked out, sleeping, drunk. I think that's the worst to fall asleep at.
I don't know, dude. You ever been on one of those late night bus trips back from a fucking football game? like back in high school, like coming back from like an out of town game, falling asleep on the bus. Everyone's gonna fuck with you, and it's a bunch of like teenage boys that are all hyped up on adrenaline because they just finished a fucking football game. You're getting fucked with.
That's a fact.
I've had an issue with sleep apnea for a long time. I got my adenoids taken out. I got my tonsils taken out as a kid. But before that, I used to fall asleep a lot. Like I'd have in full 8 hours of sleep. I'd fall asleep at school all the time. I'd fall asleep so much and they couldn't wake me up. Yo, one time they left me in the class, a second grader, and they took everybody to lunch and they left me in the class sleeping.
That's fucked up, dude.
And I had to go figure out where everybody was at. I think that's why I have like nightmares and everything is always at school. Another time when I was down in Florida, once again, they contacted my mom like, yo, your son's passing out in the middle of class and we can't wake him up. Like he's just knocked the fuck out. So this shit started to happen in church. And then the pastor'd be giving a grand speech and it'd just be like some little 5-year-old in the back, bro. The whole church would break out into giggles, and it was like disrupting the church, and it was bad, bro. My mom would like shove me, wake me up.
Oh, she wasn't okay with you passing out at church, but at
She
the
was
class, you was
cool,
straight.
but it's no. That's why I ended up going and getting my tonsils taken out. I said this is before.
Oh, before
all those incidents are what led up to me getting sleep tested and shit like that. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
that was pretty. It was pretty bad.
I'm an animal. You know the best sleep you're gonna get outside of your house? It's on the plane. You're taking a trip somewhere. That plane sleep is
Hell
the
no.
best.
Hell, that's the worst. I can't fall asleep in the plane.
Yo, last year I took a trip down to Fort Myers to see my nephew. There was a lot of turbulence on that plane, bro. It was almost like the turbulence rocked
rocking you
me to sleep. Bro, I was like this and just sleeping the whole time. And it just rocked me to bed. I was like, listen, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in my sleep. I'm not even gonna know. I'm gonna go out.
I wish I'd be too nervous for that shit. Like whenever there be turbulence, I'd be holding on like I could like survive.
Nah,
Obviously,
man.
I can't. But
My thing is, if the plane goes down, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Hopefully, I'll wake up when it's on its way down, so I can take some kind of life-saving maneuver, put that mask on, or whatever they want you to do.
The only thing I can describe it similarly to is being on the subway and the subway rocking you to sleep when you have a long trip. That's the only thing I can describe it as. Like the subway be putting me to sleep too.
That's why I stand up on the subway.
for me, the best sleep that I ever used to get was on the bus. I used to ride the bus to the boxing gym, and it would take like an hour to get to the gym. And I had to switch buses and shit like that. It's crazy. Your body remembers the stops and shit. Like,
Yep.
I would just wake up and then get off the bus. Like,
See,
and you know, that sleep, it just used to feel so cozy. Like it's weird. It's kind of like the airplane. Like something about planes, when I get on them, in a short while, I get unbelievably tired. Like something about the air and the plane or something. So it triggers something that I just want to fall asleep. Like I almost can't stay awake.
It's probably rich in oxygen and they're not telling us or something.
But the bus feels like that too. I put my head on the dirty ass window and I was like, and I just slowly doze off and I see people coming and going. And the bus is where I do my best reading too. I've read plenty of books on the bus.
Buses also put me to sleep, but I'm always too paranoid. I've never really had to deal with like public transportation, like switching buses and switching trains and all that. So it's always like a new thing whenever I'm visiting like New York or something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm too paranoid to fall asleep on the subway or on the bus. I'm like, I'm going to miss my fucking stop. And then I'm going to be lost. I'm going to have to look at that indecipherable subway map to figure out what my next transfer is. And I'm fucked.
A few years ago, they took a picture of a guy who had a hat on and it had like a code messenger. It just scrolled by and said, "Wake me up when we get to 125th Street."
That man
That's
is living in
funny.
in the fucking 30th century, dude.
That is awesome, bro. I wonder if anybody
People
woke him
will
up.
wake you up in New York too.
Yeah.
They'll tap you real quick.
Yeah.
That's fire. I think the best sleep for me is those car rides, like going to Orlando and shit. Like once you start, if you're not driving and that AC hits, it's about something about the AC hitting you right, and you just do like a little slouch, you're out cold. Like I fall asleep so quick on car rides. It's so fucking ridiculous. Like
But
even
it's some of the worst places to fall asleep.
yeah,
Because depending on who's driving, they'll guilt trip you for falling asleep. They'll be like, "What kind of wingman are you?
you've
You're
done
supposed to
that
be
to
riding
me.
shotgun, you falling asleep on me?"
Yeah, you've done that to me.
I do agree with that. If the person's in the back seat, if it's like the third or fourth person in the car, you can fall asleep. That's allowed.
Yeah.
The person in that passenger seat, though, they're supposed to be your wingman. They're supposed to be your co-pilot on that
Yep.
trip.
Fuck out of here. That shit is the worst.
Unless you're swapping driving responsibility. If you're swapping driving responsibilities, that's different. You want them rested for the road, right?
We know
But if
what
you're
Tony
not
was
doing
doing
that-
last week. He was sleeping.
Oh yeah,
His
Neff
son.
drove back and forth. Yeah, I was up though. I was up on the way back down. Yeah, I was out. I was dazed out.
Neff's a champ. 4 hours back and forth.
Yeah,
With
I
no
asked him, you want me
co-pilot.
to? I was like, you want me to drive? He's like, nah, I got it. I'm good. Ta-ta. Passed out. This is a long ass drive, bro.
It's the best time to have prideful ass people. Because they'll just whip it. They'll be like, "Nah, I could do it with no sleep. Watch. Do it straight." And my uncle was like that. He'd drive from New York to Florida and like,
Oh no.
he was trying to set like world record paces. Like my grandmother was on diabetes medicine, so she had to pee a lot, and he was getting pissed off because my dad, right, many years, my dad made the trip from New York to Florida in like 17 hours or some shit. Like
Oh
that.
shit.
And then my uncle was always trying to beat that time. And the one time he was doing the trip, he was with my grandmother. And she would keep saying like, "Oh, I got to stop to pee. Oh, I got to stop to pee." And at some point he's like, "Take the fucking medicine away from her." He's like, "Fuck the diabetes. We're taking the medicine away. She's not stopping to pee. Like, we're
so
getting there."
pleased.
Yeah.
Poor lady, man. Damn.
Prideful people, man, they'll drive the whole way. You don't got to worry about it. Like,
I mean, that sounds on the shorter end because I remember we've made that trip a few times and I think 19 hours. But that was to get to Jacksonville. So we're not even talking in Jacksonville, you still got like 5 hours left.
4
But like
hours.
to get to Florida, it took us 19-hour drive all the way through
That's for dicks.
from New York to Florida.
I'm not
yeah,
driving.
Google
nowhere
Maps
that
says
far.
17 hours and 53 minutes, Palm Beach to New York City.
Yeah, but you got to think about it with traffic. You don't know what's going to happen. A car crash or two could fuck all of that up.
Eating
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying these men they were hitting it and they were like
Imagine.
not trying to stop for food. They're like, "Yo, we're eating gas station food. Grab chips. Like, hurry up, get back in the car. Like, I'm gonna beat this time."
No, I'll be on that too sometimes. I'll be like, nah, I could do this in X amount of time. And there was a time where Pucho and Lisa would come down, they'd be like, "Oh, we did it in 2 hours and 10 minutes." And then when I'm going up, I'm clocking my time. And I used to hit them with the time. They'd be like, "Nah, you ain't do it." I'm like, "Damn, I did do it."
There-
Like,
If you're in the right setting with the right people, road trips can be very magical and very bonding. It could be a really good experience. I remember one time me and Cisco rode to the house in Orlando where we died of sweat. I talked about it once. That was also where me and him bonded. We bonded on that road trip. We sang songs together. Right? We were like two young women in their prime, all right? Just singing and enjoying ourselves. And I was like, I really fuck with this nigga. I'm like, I really fuck with this nigga. So it's also like it almost feels like a spiritual experience sometimes. If you have the right people with you, you can create memories that you'll have forever.
I'm letting you know, if we're in a car and you pass out next to me, I'm fucking with you. It's like you, me, Doe, Mateo, Zeus, whoever, Ever, Brian. I don't give a fuck. It's just us niggas. Oh yeah, I'm fucking with you, 100%.
What if we're 6 people crammed into an Uber at 2:00 in the morning in New York City in the Bronx?
Me laying on top of everybody in the back. I was just like this, laying on everyone.
That shit was.
We didn't even ask that man if he would let us do this. We just mobbed his car.
I think,
and we were like, now this is happening.
I think that guy turned around and was like, boy. He was like, fuck it. Like, y'all better tip me because his little Honda Civic, man, that shit was low to the ground. So, but
this topic went kind of some weird places, huh?
Definitely. But I'll tell you what, man, fucking, if you've lasted this long in this episode, give us a thumbs up, like it, share it, subscribe to our YouTube page. I feel like I say this constantly. Subscribe. I know you guys out there are laughing at our little shorts and stuff. Man, just hit the subscribe button. You can see even more and laugh more and comment. We love comments. Pucho loves reading them. Mateo loves reading them. I love hearing about it. Doughboy loves reading them and hearing about it. Shit's funny. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it.
Real quick, I'm gonna read out some of just the most recent likes that we've gotten. Shout out to Cleopatra Records, Sam DeLeon. Oh, this is my Instagram. Never mind. Baron Trek, Lena, Tyler, Evan Hoy, 18. Simping from me. I love you, baby. Jay Horn. We got Broshi. Shout out to Broshi. C. Smith. Yo, Crystal comments on almost every Instagram thing. Shout out to you, Crystal. We got Zash1. Keena Galvin. Don't know who you are. You comment and like all of our stuff. Thank you.
She's holding it down in Chicago, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Real quick on the Twitter side. Let's see. Let's get off of mine. Let's do real quick. We got the Mad Belmont. Shout out to you. You are a very cool guy. I like you a lot. I like your Halloween content. Pillow Fort, constantly liking, constantly commenting. We appreciate you a lot. And I think that's about it, Mr. Jeep. You, my friend, are a terrible person. Get out of here. We don't want you here. Close the window.
You think he's gonna keep that beard forever?
Is he gonna keep the beard forever?
Yeah.
His hair is just gonna keep growing forever, dude. He's actually coming. He's actually on his way into Austin allegedly tonight. I'm gonna go kick it with him at some point.
Oh,
well,
awesome.
For all those that he just announced, round of applause. Sound horns.
Shout out. Shout out. Sexy.
Pucho died
Sexy.
every time I tapped that shit.
Shit is hot. Shit
Yo,
is hot.
shout out to all y'all fans out there, man, for commenting. Keep commenting. Tell us how we doing and how we don't. I don't care. We love the vibes. Just subscribe to the YouTube page. Like us, share us on Facebook. And like always, people, go one up yourself. Deuces.